You are now listening to the number one podcast in Sabah.
Anda sedang mendengar Kinabalu Podcast.
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Praise be to Allah.
Coming to you live from Sabah. This is Kinabalu Podcast.
Ya, podcast ini dibawakan khas kepada anda exclusively oleh Johan, orang Kota Maru yang tinggal di Jepun.
Ya, ikutilah perjalanan Johan mempromosikan memori di Jepun. Nyam.
Subscribe, like dan juga share channel Lagu Dari Langit di YouTube dan cari playlist orang Kota Maru tinggal Jepun dan juga orang Kota Maru tinggal USA.
Untuk mengetahui lebih lanjut, layari www.kinabalupodcast.com atau check out kita punya socials hari ini.
Pangkisi! Hui!
3 lelaki, 2 bapa, 1 bujang. Podcast pertama paling ini tidak kurang.
Sama nombor 1 yang lain boleh pulang. Info terkini tajuk best paling mana. Si kada botak janggut lebat tiada lawan. Kenny ketawa boleh sampai pecah syawak. Si Faizal pula bagi punchline lipat awak.
Kami training, kami ranking, jom jadi kawan. Dari yang dekat mari sini jangan jauh. Volume kasih up, kasih gempa baru jago.
Jokes kami cool, lawak masuk pool. Kadang kami carut sama macam 3 Abdul. Come on everybody, let's move to the beat. Crack the volume up dengan podcast tidak stupid. Jangan jauh, mari kami bau. Ciao, bella ciao, ciao, bella ciao.
Ya, selamat kembali ke podcast makan-makan nombor 1 di Sabah.
Sudah pun dipendak.
Hai Ricardo.
Second ya.
Kami dari Kinabalu Podcast, the number one podcast in Sabah. Balik lagi saya kasih tahu. Tapi we'll come back to our second part.
Oh iya, I want to clarify yang pasal orang cakap kita punya apa tuh konten hambar tuh. It's a constructive feedback.
Oh, okay.
Di bilang sini saya mau support, tapi saya rasa makin lama makin hambar. Sorry Kyo, but I believe you guys can do better. Yes, we will do better. Thank you for the constructive feedback.
But how can we merge people to listen to our podcast? We need to do video content on that.
Yeah, actually we started TikTok to actually attract people to come over to our podcast.
Iya betul.
Tapi TikTok pula yang meletup.
Meletup gila babi punya lah first time saya rasa sangat meletup begitulah.
Yeah, well, if you feel appreciated, man.
Feel like macam ada rasa macam best lah. Macam best lah.
Macam kau keluar pergi pekan macam yang don't tengok saya kah? Macam tu.
Tiada lah. We are not riak like that lah.
Riak.
Well, I'm gonna continue lagi cakap politik sial.
Because it is the atmosphere now, man.
Yeah. What do you want on your point of view lah, Ken? Kau punya perception lah. No perception lah. What do you want? Which coalition do you think you want?
I mean, past few days, since we are talking about GE 15 or PRU 15 ni kan, so I've been looking at a lot of things.
PRU dia 15.
PRU 15.
GE 15.
GE 15.
Yeah, you cannot PRU 15 because dia pilihan raya.
Kau walk
umum.
bahasa lah sekarang.
Pilihan raya umum 15 mana boleh?
Saya banana.
Saya saya Ricardo. Okay.
So banyaklah konten yang saya tengok macam yang this is one TikTok punya channel called My History, which is MYS for Malaysia.
Okay.
So adalah banyak konten di sana yang what happened back then. One of it yang I think what should I gelar dia? Dato Sri Musa Hitam.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Yeah. Then it's correct lah. So he had, I think there are few interviews yang kena cut. Jadi shorts kena upload pergi that particular channel in TikTok.
Okay.
Dia bagi point of view dia of a few politicians.
Okay.
So one of them Najib. Anwar, and Muhyiddin, all that lah. Okay. So it gave me a lot of insight as
Zaid
to
Hamidi. Okay.
Yeah, Zaid Hamidi. Yes, he's one of it. So they talk about Lee Kuan Yew as well, and what each of the party, what they want. So gave me sort of an insight as to what sort of a ideal government that I want. So I would say again, since some parties want to get away from some parties because of ideology and all that,
and also racism,
yes, and also religion issues,
yes.
So in my opinion, PH is already perfect.
Yeah.
For me.
Okay.
Okay, haters, put aside yours. This is my opinion lah. So PH, saya rasa it's nice sudah. If you add in BN, which BN right now really need improvement. In terms of diorang punya party, in terms of the people inside.
Save them lah, savior lah.
Yeah, save them lah. Yeah. Save them, and at the same time they can also thrive.
If I walk there, why you want to save BN? For what?
BN,
they've been ruling for so many times.
I know, but you see, BN being in power for so long, diorang sudah macam hilang arah lah. For me lah.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Then let them lah. Why?
I think some of the kau kira kau provoke lah.
No, it's okay, seriously.
So kira macam like BN punya people, some of them are really good leaders.
Oh, yes,
for example,
like
KJ.
Khairi Jamaluddin, yes.
He's a well-spoken, well-articulated leader, well-educated. I
Yes.
think he can lead the country.
Yes.
And
Agree.
in sake of people like that in a party, not just dia saja, ada banyak juga dalam BN tu. I think they can move on to become a party that is really good. Rather than following the footstep of the dinosaurs of the past.
Okay.
So
There's
what I
still
see
dinosaur there. There's a few still.
still alive. And can like a lot of dinosaurs has been cut down.
Yes, true.
During the election as well.
Yeah.
So what I think is PH, BN, and if possible, GPS. I think GPS okay lah. I think.
Oh, I mean, you cannot say okay lah because diorang di Sarawak saja kan. I mean, you know.
And I like that GPS kan diorang ada pendirian yang kuat, nationalist.
Yes.
They are, and I'm not sure if nationalist is a bad term or not, but
the jari no need to because it's audio.
Quote unquote, yeah.
Okay.
What I was doing.
Alright.
So macam, I think it would be great if I'll just say Borneo Bloc.
Okay.
Borneo Bloc gabung dengan BN, gabung dengan PH. I think they can form like a really stable government with Dato' Seri Anwar at the helm because he's a specialist,
solid
economist.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. I think I agree on my point of view lah. Saya kind of agree juga. But I'm gonna say a few things lah because I think I posted on my stories juga. Like si Joya suka si Anu, tapi si Anu tak suka si Anu, tapi dia suka adik dia, Yeah.
I saw that.
It is confusing, but it is actually that's what happened actually.
Yeah.
Itulah sedang berlaku sebenarnya. Yeah. For example, BN Sabah bergabung dengan GRS. So GRS ni mau Pakatan Nasional, tapi sebenarnya BN in whole yang besar dia sekarang mau bergabung dengan Pakatan Harapan.
Yeah.
Nah, okay. So ada ketidakkengaman di situ antara Bung dan juga Hajiji kalau di sini lah di Sabah lah.
Yes.
And dari awal pun of course demi untuk membangunkan Sabah dia orang bersatu hati lah, tapi in depth we don't know lah, we don't know. So manakala Pakatan Nasional dia ada PAS, Pakatan Harapan dia ada DAP, MC, MIC and all. So bagi saya diorang sudah gunakan sentimen yang sangat tidak bagus lah bagi saya, yang macam racism ni lah. And also diorang macam banyak orang sudah brainwash pasal yang PAS ni. I'm good with PAS, saya suka PAS, especially masa zaman Nick Aziz dulu masih ada.
I agree.
During dia very stronghold, dia susah mau tembus masa dia ada Terengganu dan juga Kelantan, memang dia pegang lah.
Yes, a very respectable leader actually.
Yes, of
Nick
course.
Aziz.
He is very humble. Dia kalau lambat dia pergi masjid, dia sanggup berada di luar. Dia tak perlu mau ada besar-besar, kereta dia pun biasa-biasa saja, naik motor and everything.
Kan down to earth.
Yeah, very down to earth. So, and kalau kau study dia punya background, wow. Dia study in India for so many years and study in so many places. So, what I'm saying now, dia guna ni sentimen agama dan juga budaya ni lah. I mean religions and also bangsa, which is really not good. Macam banyak Melayu ni terbrainwash, ataupun orang-orang Islam ni terbrainwash yang macam mesti mau ada PAS dalam pembangunan kita dan dalam pembentukan kita punya perlembagaan, pembentukan kita punya the process of bentuk Malaysia yang lebih bagus lah. Sedangkan bertahun-tahun sebelum ni yang tidak PAS pun we are still good. Not to saying PAS kalau dia ada dia tidak bagus, tapi it is still okay. It's like macam PAS must be there because diorang yang control the Muslim in Malaysia. It's wrong. Bagi saya it's wrong. Macam seolah-olah kau perlu ada PAS dulu baru kau dapat kontrol bagian yang Muslimi punya counter, I mean the operation of Muslim punya program or whatever it is lah, punya policy making and everything. Sedangkan masa tidak PAS pun di kerajaan, diorang still check and balance Terengganu dan Kelantan untuk untuk still berada di parlimen dan suarakan pendapat dan menggubal bersama dengan untuk undang-undang yang lebih bagus.
Yeah.
So please don't brainwash yourself yang macam it has to be passed to be in the to be coalition with whoever yang supaya Islam ni di Malaysia lebih bagus lagi. Tidak semestinya begitu. Kalau ada tidak ada, it's still okay. Jangan gunakan that sentiment lah. Bagi saya itu sangat-sangat wrong. And also macam Chinese, you really don't want to have Chinese. Man, we all are the we made Malaysia. We all this race, all these races, this bangsa, this agama yang made Malaysia. Jangan cakap Malaysia ini is like Melayu. And also the Saban pun banyak sudah terpesong. I'm sorry, I have to say that. Itu my point of view. Don't take it out of context. Up to you guys. But ini saya punya anggapan sendiri saja. Apabila UMNO masuk di Sabah, seolah-olah asal Islam tu mesti UMNO. Asal Islam tu mesti UMNO. Macam like me mas, saya memang mendusun tapi I'm Muslim. Should I go to UMNO straight? Sedangkan ada PBS yang betul-betul menaikkan saya punya bangsa, tapi at the same time dia orang bukan parti Islam kalau betul. Walaupun dia memang terbuka lah. Maksudnya bukan mengutamakan itu. Dan it is sentiment begitu. I really don't like it lah. Macam sorry to say kalau Muhyiddin macam tidak mau menolak DIP dan sebagainya, dan dia gunakan sentiment itu seolah-olah macam China ni mau take over the whole Malaysia. And ada orang buat konten I saw yang macam dulu ni Lee Kuan Yew ada buat PAP masa belum pecah Singapura dengan Tanah Melayu. Apabila diorang kasih pecah, diorang buang PAP itu daripada Tanah Melayu. So Lee Kuan Yew kasih tinggal dan tukar nama kepada DAP pula, bukan PAP party. So DAP ni memang mau counter orang Malaysia supaya China yang berleluasa dan berkuasa, macam juga Singapura supaya lebih maju, lebih apa-apa. Which is it won't happen. Kalau dia berlaku pun kau kena, bagi saya kau mau siapa pun kita punya siapa pun kita punya Perdana Menteri, it has to be balanced kalau saya. Kasih try semua orang.
That's true.
Kasih try.
Yeah.
Because kita ada parliamentary, nak bagus kita boleh tukar 5 tahun kita. We are the boss. Macam Pak Reza cakap, kita rakyat adalah boss, dia cakap.
That's true.
They didn't do their work, we voted them out.
Yeah, this is democracy.
Yeah, this is the real democracy yang berpelambagan. So
true essence of it.
But I like what happened macam, because it is a republic. Kalau di Singapore, even though dia punya Perdana Menteri Lee Kuan Yew punya anak Hsien Loong, tapi the president is Malay, perempuan. I forgot the name. And I heard the last podcast of Let's Go saying about macam dorang cakap Singapore jangan jadi macam Singapore. So jadi macam apa dia bilang? Seolah-olah macam Singapore ni dia punya minority sangat lah, orang-orang Islam dan orang Melayu di sana.
Padahal everyone is the same. Everybody hustle every day.
Every day hustle. I'm telling you, I'm sorry to say, I went there for so many times. And bila kami di makan-makan di mana-mana ke apa, tukang lap dia Cina. Sorry kan kau Cina, but yang we didn't see here, China not gonna do that here. Tapi it's normal. So meaning to say it is balance di sana. Of course dia minority because dia sudah berkurang. And also dorang mungkin susah untuk menyebarkan agama Islam ni because of facilities, because kecil, because demographic dia bukan sebesar macam Malaysia and everything. But they're okay. Dia orang tidak akan oppress pun di sana. So macam di Malaysia lah. What I'm saying again lah, jangan gunakan sentimen macam yang kau ni it has to be pas yang kontrol juga, mesti mau ada di dalam ni supaya dapat bentuk Islam yang lebih bagus di Malaysia. It doesn't have to be like that. Anwar Ibrahim is Muslim juga.
Ya betul.
Banyak ketua-ketua negeri kita pun Muslim juga. Perdana Menteri, Menteri Besar dan sebagainya adalah Muslim. So chill down. Chill down. Don't use that sentiment lah. That's why kalau begitu macam of course I'm a big supporter of Muda because it resonates my I can vibe with their direction and I feel bukan pasal dia muda because kita pun muda juga or stuff like that, but because it really ngam with the soul, with my soul lah. I don't know you but the rest or whatever. So and ngam muda is under Pakatan Harapan, which is I think ada DAP, ada MIC, ada MCA, which ada Melayu. I think it is very awesome ingredients.
It's like adunan yang sangat baik kan. And also kalau macam kau cakap tadi ada BN, because BM sudah teruk, orang mesti mau berubah. And I ask you why kenapa BN, kenapa bukan lain or something like that kan. Well I agree to disagree juga because BN dorang sebenarnya dari awal memang it's rival man, big rivalry.
Tapi in terms of making a better Malaysia, we need to push that aside. Biar orang mau cakap kau dulu, kau cakap begini masa campaign, kau bukan main hantam sesama sendiri. But put it aside dulu sekarang. Let's make a better Malaysia lah.
Yeah, politics aside, let's work together towards a brighter future for Malaysia. I mean, for the past few years we've been looking at politics. Ini itu. I mean, where is the development going to come in? Like really big development that kita akan tengok, kita akan rasa.
And also, bagi yang macam KDM ataupun bebas macam Datuk Verdon dan beradik ni, which is they want the constituents, they want a parliament there. Meaning to say they're gonna speak in the Dewan.
Wow,
for sure. And
good for them.
Yeah, good for them. We always vote. I mean, we always we support them, both of them, Vetrom dan juga adik dia Verdon, Datuk Verdon, which I salute Datuk Verdon lah.
Same.
Why bagi saya dari awal macam masa sebelum muda masuk pergi Kota Marudu lah, we don't know yang muda akan bertanding di Kota Marudu pun pada awalnya. Bila saya dengar Datuk Wedrom lompat parti ini, because he really want to be in the parliament, he really want to fight for the better of Kota Marudu.
Yes, I do.
Dia
I
sanggup
do see that
pergi warisan dia mau kasih dia sanggup lah pergi KDM, because dia betul-betul mau fight. Which is, I hope it is like that lah.
I hope so.
Which is, I think it is like that though. And also kalau Datuk Verdon pun the same thing. Warisan dia pergi warisan tidak mau kasih stand dia sana, which is dia wrong, dia punya kesilapan lah.
Big mistake, man.
Big mistake. Macam GRS actually. Vetrom is under bersatu, under barisan, dia boleh stand for GRS.
Yeah.
Tapi dia orang kasih stand Datuk Max, which is just
big mistake. That one is also another big mistake lah.
Yeah, and also they still ada strong follower 8,000 punya votes, which is you still undi yang tidak. I'm not saying tidak pembangunan di Kota Marudu, tapi tidak pembangunan yang ketara.
Yeah, dia ada tapi dia,
Yeah. There was more can be done. Dia Menteri Penuh for the past 30 years dia pegang Kota Marudu.
Itulah bah.
Yeah, so he's an uncle to me. He's a dearly close family members, and my dad passed away pun dia sanggup fly over from KL, coming back and datang pergi Kota Marudu. And I do still remember very clearly masa dia tengok my dad, he was on shock. Masa dia mau keluar, dia mau balik sudah dia tidak dapat lama kan. He bow, man, to my dad punya my dad situ masa tu berbaring. He bow like a Japanese bow, man.
Goodness me.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
I mean, so he respected lah. He respect the orang bilang perhubungan dan juga the friendship that masa dia my dad still alive. Which is I respect him. I respect him. Cuma itulah macam Dr. Mahathir pun Dr. Mahathir dia berapa ratus ya, meaning so dia tidak supporter sudah. Tapi I don't know what's in their mind, like macam Tuku Razali doesn't need this. Dia pun sendiri cakap I don't need this. Razali kalau kau baca dia punya background, man, dia ada bank sendiri in Europe, man. I think more than 5 banks.
Wow, prominent.
Ya, dia memang kaya dan dia keturunan Tengku, which is he actually doesn't need this pun. Tapi he want to be in the political. Maybe he just want to feel in the political punya scene lah. Probably, I don't know.
Probably lah. Oh, he wants to have a hand in,
Tapi dia know they will lose. They would know they will lose. Even pejuang mana-mana pun tak sampai berapa je bah. They lose all deposit bah.
Actually quite kesian kan.
Even masa mencalon, I did went tolong Syarizal, not campaigning tapi supporting. Of course we can show our belief on political punya party. Dah semestinya kita mau berkempen pun kan. So bila tengok pejuang punya orang, it's like dia hambur duit just like that. Sayang, better dapat ya, better no need.
Yeah, bah.
And also when you want to pasang orang yang betul-betul KM lah. Kalau mau stand in KM, kalau mau stand in pasang betul-betul orang lah.
And it's high time sudah actually orang cari orang tempatan, like local bah.
True that, man.
Yeah,
betul.
So with Vetrom, Datuk Vetrom di sini, I think saya sokong muda for me, yeah. But then if you want to see macam adik-beradik ni,
okay,
Datuk Vedron dengan Datuk Vetrom ni, even before the PRU, they've been going around supporting people bagi.
Especially Datuk Verdon lah.
Yes, keluar masuk banjir, and then the other time that we had podcast with him, check out the podcast guys, it's in one of the lists. in the list. Tengok cari je Datuk Verdon. So dia baru balik dari yang bagi
Dia
bantuan
basah
banjir.
lagi seluar dia tahu.
Ya basah-basah
Dia
lagi
bilang
orang.
spended pun basah ni dia bilang.
Ya.
Tapi dia datang juga.
Ya dia datang juga. I mean,
I
look at
salute
the
him.
support,
I
man.
like Datuk Verdon, man.
A very respectable person.
Kau tengok macam mana pun dia pergi mana parti dia, kalau dia di mana-mana pun orang tetap support dia, how good he is. Sebab begitu. The thing is about constituents, I mean Kudat punya constituent. The thing is dia berpecah tau, Pitas dan juga Kudat, sebab dia northern part, northern territory. So dia berpecah Pitas dan Kudat, tapi dia under parliamentary, Kudat parliamentary. So
It's kind of weird, but it's connected.
it's connected.
Yeah.
Dulu-dulu orang naik boat memang cross sejak Teluk Marudu just to go Pitas and Kudat. Up until now pun masih yang ada buat begitu.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because it's not that far. It's better to move. I mean to commute by
boat lah.
boat. Yeah.
Ya, jauh lagi
Di
kalau
situlah dia
pakai.
jumpa Maludu.
Oh,
Dan jumpa lah Kota Marudu ni.
I see.
Yeah. So apabila macam Datuk Rudi Awah di Pitas, dia famous, disayangi di Pitas, tapi which is not really in Kudat.
Yeah.
The thing about Kudat, about Datuk Verdon, dia famous in both places, and dia sudah lama. Dia tidak tahu pun bila pilihan raya, tapi dia sudah start doing charitable work
Yeah.
and helping people, support apa-apalah
True that.
di both places.
Yeah.
Meaning to say, saya sudah tahu dia akan menang.
Same here.
Even in Kota Marudu, I know Datuk Etrom will menang. And for me, kalau ada orang nampak saya support muda, and also you also can, even though you're not your constituency Kota Marudu, you're in Beaufort.
Yeah, Beaufort, yeah.
Tapi for me myself, saya tolak lagi Pakatan Harapan and everything tu, but specifically muda vibe and resonate with my beliefs in making better Kota Marudu,
Yeah.
in making better youth in Sabah,
Same here,
in
man.
Malaysia.
I believe that
I
as
really
well.
feel it, especially under Syed Saddiq. Bukan mau kasih agungkan dia, tapi dia punya thinking and ideas are really genius lah.
True that, yeah.
And you have to believe this. 10, let's say for 10 years lah, for example 10 to 20 years kan, probably he is the Perdana Menteri of Malaysia, we don't know. Yeah. And also macam YB Amira, very well spoken, very articulate, her shit.
Yeah, she know her shit, man.
In her constituents di Dun Puteri Wangsa. Macam mana diorang boleh menang? Maksud dia orang sayang dia. Bukan muda, bukan ada duit pun.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
tapi
yeah.
dia orang try kasih tahu orang ramai, it's not about the money, but let me win and let me work and push the government and all. Dia orang sudah bersuara di Dewan orang.
Yeah, and
Syed Saddiq sudah bersuara di parlimen.
true that. And one of the notable achievement is the Undi 18.
Yes,
Yeah.
Undi 18.
And dia orang tidak peduli pun menang atau tidak, but he won. So congratulations to Syed Saddiq, YB Syed Saddiq. He brought changes to Malaysia in terms of youth empowerment.
Betul.
In a huge scale, and he tipped the power balance lah.
Ada yang orang hantam juga baru-baru saja, macam undi 18 ni salah sebab orang masih muda dan dapat berfikir, sebab sampai dorang undi pun suka-suka hati dorang, kasih undi rosak and everything.
Until when are you going to have this kind of a stereotype, kan?
Betul.
18 years old, you're able to drive, you're able to think of, kau boleh kahwin sudah even.
Yeah, it's like this. That's why bila ada undi 18, the parliament need to discuss more, championing the issue of the education system and syllabus.
True.
Meaning to say, kasih sedia dorang dengan dunia luar dengan lebih cepat lagi. Umur 12 tahun naik pergi 13 tahun kan, the whole form 5 sampai form 1 to form 5 tu kan, fill it with this this thing lah. I mean,
the awareness.
The broadest you can give to the youngsters yang akan ke dunia luar, yang betul-betul akan real life shit bah.
Yeah, true that.
So tukarlah, kena buat ni isu di parlimen, kena berfikir, kena hantam, kena betul-betul ubah dan gubal satu undang-undang baru untuk mengubah kita punya syllabus system supaya yang lebih kepada yang lebih mudah lagi, lebih kepada yang keduniaan, yang maksud saya untuk kehidupan lah.
Yeah.
yang begini pancaroba ni lah.
Pancaroba.
Gitu.
And I resonate with what you're saying and what YB Syed Saddiq has been saying, and also YB Amira as well. So ni lah, kalau kita tidak start dari awal, I think kan, kalau dari awal kita selesaikan isu, and then we look into issues that have been faced by the youth, kita tidak payah macam kasih delay isu tu kan sampai diorang 30 tahun 40 tahun baru kau mau bagi diorang peluang bercakap. Dulu actually masa saya umur 20 30 ada begini. Too late sudah. I'm already old.
Ada orang belajar coding for 2 years diploma, tapi orang boleh ambil in 2 weeks. So meaning to say system education kita perlu diubah.
Need to change. Now.
And also lah macam-macam lah. That's why lah make sure kamu punya. That's why lah saya pun dah tahu mau sambung macam mana. Kamu pandai-pandai.
Kamu segue ni kan?
Tidak jugalah. But that's why lah kamu kena check lagu dari Langit punya channel lah. Cari bukan cari. Podcast ini ditaja oleh Johan, orang Kota Baru tinggal Jepun.
Yes, and we are at youth empowerment centric. Sembarang terus ya. Kami support youth empowerment lah.
Betul.
And then follow Johan's punya journey lah kalau kamu support youth empowerment lah. Di Aomori Japan on YouTube.
Subscribe, like dan juga share channel Lagu dari Langit. Cari playlist Orang Kota Baru tinggal Jepun dan kenali Aomori bersama dengan Johan di sana.
Ya, untuk mengetahui lebih lanjut layari www.kinabalupodcast.com dan juga socials mereka hari ini.
Dan ke mana-mana. Jumpa di part ketiga.
Ya.
Kopi sinangan kumada kayo toing sanan Yoho Huguan untuk tempo diki makinangaw kau Kinabalu Podcast nomor 1 di Bisuang Pamumunan Sabah.